What's up everybody, and welcome back. Today, I have what's probably the most adorable manga I've ever seen. I was looking for something with action, but then I found this, and now I have no choice but to talk about it. Today I'm recommending They Are Still Being Shaken This Morning, which is being written by Masudo Eiji, who's the same author as Jitsuwa wa Watashi wa, in English, My Monster Secret Actually I Am. I don't really know if that's the actual translation, sounds weird, but whatever it is, I read the manga a while ago, but if you read it, you can definitely see the similarities in art style, and you can get a cameo from the main characters of it, and if you were a fan of it, you'll probably be a fan of this. So far, it's 23 chapters, and it's a romance comedy school life slice of life. And so far, the entire story has taken place on a daily 20-minute commuter train ride, where we see a boy and a girl falling in love. For a while, they're not even named, because this story, a lot of the time, takes place from the perspective of 3 daily passengers that we only know as manager, office lady, and university student. So because it follows their perspective, we don't learn the main characters' names until they do, which is such a fun take on a romance, having it be from an observer's perspective, because for some reason, it makes it all that more precious and adorable, like you're actually rooting for them with these people. But for the purposes of not having to call them boy and girl, I'm gonna spoil their names. The guy's name is Hikoichi and the girl's name is Nayu, and the two are high schoolers who attend different schools, and we don't really know anything about their school lives, because remember, this is from the passenger's perspective. We do sometimes get to see them off the train, primarily at their homes, but never for a real long period of time for us to really get a sense of what their lives are like outside of the train, which is where the story starts, with the 3 passengers reminiscing about how their love started by seeing Hikoichi looking for Nayu 4 months ago because he saw her once and thought she was cute. Nayu, on the other hand, noticed Hikoichi when he helped her one day when she was feeling sick, seemingly. I'm not 100% sure because the story hasn't really shown us that, so I don't know what was going on with her, but Hikoichi helped her and that's where her interest started. And from there, the two have been slowly, and I mean slowly, getting closer to each other. It took Nayu 2 months to be able to sit next to Hikoichi, so that shows you just how slow they've been going. But they're both trying to take steps to get closer to each other, with the first step in chapter 1 coming from Hikoichi noticing that Nayu has the same character keychain from a game that they both play, and him trying to strike up a conversation with her about it, only to have a passenger sitting across from him think he was talking to him. Fortunately though, these silly little interruptions and hindrances between them aren't really commonplace, and when they do happen, they result in one of them revealing something about their character that the other eavesdrops into learning. And primarily that's how this manga has gone, with a few minor yet absolutely adorable interactions between the two of them, as they're both too embarrassed to really make a real move on the other. I mean, they don't really have their first real conversation until chapter 21, which I know sounds like a crazy long time, but if I tell you it's so worth waiting for, I would be underselling it, because it feels magical when it finally happens. And that's the best way to sum up this manga so far. It's magical, especially because everyone has had a crush on someone that they never act on, and they only see that crush at very specific times and at a very specific place. This is that crush for you, also having a crush on you and slowly getting to know you. It's amazing. And on top of that, coming from a perspective of onlookers witnessing and rooting for their budding romance is such a unique take that I haven't seen before. Stories are supposed to be escapes and what ifs, and this story follows a what if that we've probably all experienced, but for whatever reason never acted on, and it makes it so precious because it really explores the aspects of crushes and developing feelings that most stories omit altogether, which is it's the little things that make us develop feelings. This story so far has been a collection of little things. Hikoichi helps Nayu off screen, and that begins the interest. He thinks she's cute, and seeing a cute girl every day on your commute to school would brighten anyone's morning. Nayu picks up something Hikoichi dropped. Hikoichi gives up his seat to elderly people. He falls asleep on her shoulder. Their stomachs growl in unison when they were trying to hide it from each other. They catch each other looking at each other in the window's reflection. An old lady mistakes them for dating. They're studying for tests sitting next to each other. It's all a collection of these small things that slowly draw them closer to each other, to the point that their first real conversation feels momentous. And I love it, because that's usually how life goes. As far as the characters go, I love them both. The three passengers who are spectating and commentating on everything are fun as well, but we really don't know anything about them outside of their titles, so I'm not gonna get into them. Hikoichi is a sweet guy who is bolder than Nayu, if I can even say that, since they're both incredibly shy, but Hikoichi has been the one who has tried to stir up conversation between them. Not that Nayu hasn't, but she's really only said thank you or talked after he's tried to start something. But other than knowing Hikoichi is a very caring and nice guy, we don't know anything else. And other than Nayu being a very kind and gentle girl, we don't know anything else about her. Because even though we have on occasion seen them off the train, we still only really know them from the three passengers' perspectives in the train rides. But even with that little, they're both fantastic. My hopes moving forward with this are pretty simple. Now that they have begun to be able to have conversations with each other more freely, I hope that just continues so that we can learn more about them both. Hopefully they can exchange contact info soon, and by chapter 50, we can have them hang out for the first time outside of the train. I know that may sound like a long time, but with them finally really speaking in chapter 21 and chapter 23 being their first regular train ride conversation, I don't want the pace of the romance or story to ramp up. I'm really enjoying how it's going and the pace at which they are getting closer, but I do want it to evolve past the train. And if it takes 25 more chapters to get there, I'm fine with that, because I know that time will be so precious. If this seems good to you, please check it out and like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want more recommendations, check out the Why You Should playlist linked in the description box below. Other than that, I'll see all of you in the next one.